I'm telling you, when you start putting yourself first as a woman, your life will get exponentially better. Okay? Do not do too much. You don't need to do too much for other people. You literally need to focus on yourself. Your self-improvement is your main priority. Looking better, feeling better, being healthier, taking care of your fitness, taking care of your health, putting effort into your mind, growing as a person, enjoying your community of friends, building something solid for yourself is the best thing you can do as a woman. When you pour into yourself and literally do what is best for you at all times, you're going to be golden. You're going to look great. You're going to feel great. Okay? Because when you pour energy and time into yourself, it shows in how you look. It literally shows. You glow better. You're not bloated. You look healthier. You're less stressed. Stop unnecessarily stressing yourself out.
Being a selfish woman. It sounds very negative, and it can have like a negative connotation, but I genuinely don't think that it should be. I think selfish in itself is a negatively connotated word because it's like, you have a disregard for human life and disregard for people as a whole, but that's not what I mean when I say a selfish woman. When I say selfish woman, I mean you pour into yourself first. I think as women, we are socialized to overgive, overdo, overfunction, to the point where we have nothing left for ourselves and we end up looking haggard and depleted. I look fantastic. And you want to know why I look fantastic? It's because I put me first. I gotta put me first, Lucian. I gotta put me first. That's exactly what happens. That's what needs to happen. So when you start to prioritize yourself, you look better. Yes, that is one of the best benefits. You look exponentially better. Your skin is glowing. You're not as bloated. You are more magnetic. Your energy is free. You are fun. You're flirty. You're just having a good time because you're feeling good. And you cannot pour from an empty cup. So it doesn't make any sense to give and give and give and give, because it's like, what the fuck are you even giving? You're not giving anything. You're not serving, you're not giving. You're going to have nothing to give if all you do is give. One major boundary I had to set in my life as a Pisces woman, and as a Pisces woman who tend to fall into the therapist role. A lot of people, for some reason, feel very comfortable around me and tend to trauma dump, info dump, everything dump on me, and I'm kind of left there to either give them advice, console them, help them sort out their life. It's kind of always been my role. And at first, I just thought that is what I'm just going to have to deal with it. That's just who I am. Then I had to understand that no, that's not who I am. I'm not your therapist. A boundary I had to set was, listen, I love listening to my friends. I love listening to my family, but I can only listen for so long. I'm not going to be an endless ear for you to rant and rant and rant and rant to me. Okay? There's got to be an end, a start and an end. And I think that's a great way to set boundaries if you're someone who tends to be the listening ear or the therapist friend, because that is draining, and it drains you as a person if you are constantly having to give advice or, like I had a friend. Oh, God, she's no longer my friend, but she would come to me about her relationship problems every time. Almost every time we saw each other, there was something going on with her and her man. Her and her fuck ass man. There was always something going on. And she would dump. And she would dump everything on me. Oh, he's doing this. Oh, he's doing that. He's liking pictures. He's doing this. He said this. I'm not happy about this. I feel like he needs to do this. He's so awful. He's this. He did that. And every time I would give her advice and I would tell her, girl, leave that man. But like, girl, fuck that man. And I don't mean literally fuck him. Like, stop being with him. Like, literally tell him to go and stop it. And she'd be like, yeah, I know. I shouldn't be with him. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Yeah. And guess what would happen? Guess what, bitch? She'd be right back there with that man. That fuck ass man. She'd be right back with him. And still be ranting to me about all the shit that he's done. And I'm like, for fuck's sake, enough. And I had to say, at that point, I was like, okay, nothing I say or do will, kind of change your mind. You're going to leave when you're ready. So I had to be like, at a certain point, just be like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not your. I don't know. You can either be with him or you're not going to be with him. I just say like, listen. I mean, that was what ended our friendship. At a certain point, you have to say, I like you and I appreciate you as a friend. I cannot be an endless listening ear for you, especially one, if you don't even take my advice, but two, it's draining. I was ranting about this friend for a long time. I'm done ranting about her. All I'm saying is that boundary setting is very important. Now, when you want to become a woman that puts herself first, the first thing you need to do is know yourself. That is key. Okay, you cannot put yourself first if you don't know yourself. One thing I recommend is getting like a notebook and writing out your likes and your dislikes. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. I love doing this because one, if I ever feel sad or down, I'm able to go to that notebook and look at it and be like, oh, this is what I like to do. And let me go ahead and like do this thing so I can feel better. That is a great way to self-regulate because you can just go back to things that you like doing. Obviously, within reason, it's not like hedonist, like super hedonistic things. Like I love going out and partying and drinking, right? But I'm not going to go out and party and drink every single day just because I want to feel better. So obviously there's a nuance to it, but if you like painting, if you like reading, if you like writing, if you like drawing, if you like dancing, if you like working out, if you like, movies, if you like whatever, you can go to that list and do these things that you enjoy doing. So when it comes to putting yourself first, you have to first know yourself. When you know yourself, you can set boundaries. And when you know yourself, you can feel very comfortable being alone. I am my own best friend. I love my alone time. I love being around me. One of the best things I look forward to at the end of a really long day with a bunch of people is going home and being by myself. That is really fun. So when you're able to be by yourself and love your alone time and love being with yourself and enjoying your own company because you know yourself, it makes putting yourself first a lot easier. And then also when I say putting yourself first, it comes to things like, you don't over sacrifice. If, if there's a plan or whatever that comes up, but it crops into your time with yourself. Maybe you planned to go to the gym and do your skincare and cook dinner for yourself. And then there's a plan that crops up that interferes with that, but it would be putting you at a severe inconvenience for this plan. You can skip out on the plan and put yourself first. And then obviously there's a nuance to it because with relationships, there are going to be inconveniences. The true form of a relationship and honestly love, I feel like, is consideration. When you're able to consider someone and honestly sometimes inconvenience yourself for the ones that you love. So I don't mean completely X out inconveniencing yourself once in a while, but you should not be self-sacrificing and being a martyr, okay? Just to have friendships and relationships. You don't need to sacrifice so much of yourself. Inconveniencing yourself for relationships is important. That is a part of building relationships because it shows consideration, but it should not be the entire crux or basis for your relationships, friendships or otherwise. So yeah, you can inconvenience yourself once in a while. If this friend hasn't been out with you in a while, in a long time, you're like, you know what? I really want to see her. Let me hold off on the gym for today so I can go see my friend. That completely makes sense. But when you are constantly self-sacrificing and to the point where you don't even have time for your general upkeep, to brush your hair, to go take a shower, to do your makeup, to go to the gym, to upkeep your body, your health, your mind, that is when you're doing too much. It really is all those little habits that add up, and you should focus more on creating a nice steady routine for yourself. Like for me, one thing that makes me feel really put together and one thing that really makes me feel like myself is that number one, I work out every single day, but number two, I get up every single day, do my shower, get my hair done, do my hair, and I do my makeup and I wear a cute outfit. That makes me feel like the flyest bitch ever because anytime I leave my house, I love to feel like the baddest bitch ever. I love to feel the most confident, look the best. That is one way that I feel good. And I know that about myself. If that's the way that you feel good, you should start employing that. If it's not something that really matters to you, then you don't have to. But I do think it is important for, us to take take care of ourselves, take care of your appearance, take care of your health and wellness. And when I say take care of your appearance, it doesn't have to be a one size fits all look. If you don't like wearing wigs, you don't have to wear wigs. If you want to wear your natural hair, wear your natural hair. The truth of the matter is knowing yourself so much so that you can be comfortable being 100% who you want to be and present yourself 100% the way you want to present yourself, wholeheartedly, in a way that you love. And that only happens when you learn to know yourself. So this was kind of like a long-winded way of saying, put yourself first, queen. You deserve so much. And when I say put yourself first, the first thing people love to jump to is in relationships and stuff, with like men. But if I'm being honest with you, like that should be the last thing on your mind. That's not even why I made the video. When I say put yourself first, I mean it in every facet of life, because you glow better when you are prioritizing yourself, when you care about your happiness and your health. This is your one life. You are the main character of your one life. You literally were born into this earth from your divine, unique perspective. You owe it to yourself to see it through and see yourself become the highest version of yourself. Work on self-improvement, your mental, your physical. All of it as one is a beautiful self-growth journey that I think is important for all of us to go on. And, you know, it's not meant to be like this never-ending cycle where you never feel whole and you always feel like you're chasing this next, you know, goal or this next thing. That's not the goal. It's never been the goal. The goal has always been self-actualization, self-love, and loving you, being you, and experiencing this life from your perspective while prioritizing your happiness and your peace. When you're peaceful, you're hot. When you're peaceful, you're happy. There's so much to be happy about. And when you're able to take care of yourself and love yourself, you can be happy. So go be happy, girl. My name is Corday. You should subscribe. I guess I'll be making more videos like this and like beauty content and stuff too, because I love beauty and fashion and things of that nature. Also, go follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I'll link it all in the bio. All right, bye.